Hi, in this video we're going to talk about adding and subtracting decimals. The steps are listed here. The most important thing that we need to remember is to line up the decimal points and places. So we need to be sure that we align them vertically. That's really important. Then we can add zeros if necessary to fill in empty spaces, and we bring the decimal point down into the answer. And then we pretend like the decimal point is not there, and we add and subtract just like we normally would with whole numbers. So let's take a look at this first example. We have 187 and 97 hundredths plus 36 and 235 thousandths. So the most important thing is to line up the decimal points and places vertically. So see how I've aligned those decimal points? I can fill in this empty spot with a 0, and I need to remember to bring down the decimal point into the answer. And then I can just add like I normally would. 0 plus 5 is 5. 7 plus 3 is 10, so 0, carry the 1. 1 plus 9 is 10, plus 2 is 12. 2, carry the 1. 1 plus 7 is 8, plus 6 is 14. 4, carry the 1. 1 plus 8 is 9, plus 3 is 12. 2, carry the 1, and 1 plus 1 is 2. So our answer is 224 and 205 thousandths. Let's look at an example with subtraction. We have 15 and 1/10 minus 13 and 987 thousandths. So again, we have to be sure to line up the decimal points and line up the decimal places. And in the case of subtraction, here we need to add these zeros. Can bring down our decimal point into the answer. And then we'll go ahead and do our subtraction like we normally would if we had whole numbers. And we can't do 0 minus 7, so we need to go all the way over to the 1 to borrow from it. It becomes 0. This 0 in the hundredths place becomes 10. Then we borrow from it and it becomes 9. And our last place here, the thousandths place, becomes 10. And now we can subtract. 10 minus 7 leaves 3. 9 minus 8 is 1. We can't do 0 minus 9, so we have to borrow from the 5 and make it a 4. 10 minus 9 is 1. And 4 minus 3 is 1. So we have 1 and 113 thousandths as our answer. So adding and subtracting decimals is very similar to adding and subtracting whole numbers. We just need to be sure that we line up all of our decimal points and places, align them vertically, bring our decimal point down into the answer, and add zeros if necessary. It's really important to write neatly when we're adding and subtracting decimals. I don't think I did a very good job of writing neatly here, but you may want to turn your notebook paper sideways or use graph paper so that you can be sure to line everything up when you're working on these types of problems.